First teller this evening is Cassie Cushing. Please welcome her.
Hello, thank you all for coming. My name is Cassie Cushing, and my company is Kaleidoscope Coffee. Thanks. Have you ever been so completely flabbergasted by the behavior of another human being that you're just utterly beside yourself? As a coffee professional, I have met many and all types of people. I got started in coffee as a barista working at coffee shops while I was an undergraduate student at ASU. Over the years, I worked at a number of different shops, and for a while it seemed to me that the biggest difference from shop to shop kind of boiled down to the style of management or the owner's personality. That seemed to be the one key thing. Until the last shop I worked at. Then I realized there is another aspect to coffee shops that can differentiate them from each other: the customers. Before that time, I had been working almost exclusively at coffee shops that were either on campus or right next to campus. And you know university people, they are warm and friendly and gregarious and inviting. It's almost like you've got a second family. And then I went to work at Echo Coffee in Scottsdale, and that is a whole nother kettle of fish. People have business to do. They're going places. They have people to meet up with. It felt downright chilly. So it took me a while to warm up to the customers, but over time, I did. And one of the saving graces was that sitting on the counter that the customers would see as they walked in was a little chalkboard. So when you walk through the door, the counter is spread out. It's a sort of L-shaped counter. It goes like this, and the espresso machine is here, and the cash register is here, and they walk in, and there is that little chalkboard. And on it, it says, "We'd rather not interrupt. Please, no cell phones in line." We'd rather not interrupt. This is the most polite way to tell people, don't be a jerk, get off your phones. I loved that sign. So I was starting to warm up to the customers, and we were developing our own set of banter, but boy, there was one morning, if I thought that people were chilly when I started working in there, I didn't know what cold was. It was about 10 o'clock in the morning, so the morning rush was over. I had already restocked the coffees, and I was just finishing wiping down the counters when in through the door walks a beautiful young woman, and she's wearing a sharp blue suit, very chic, very stylish, and she's on her phone. But she's standing back from the counter probably a good 10 feet, so I figure, okay, she's gonna wrap up her conversation before she comes up to place her order. So I just patiently keep wiping down the counters until she's ready to come up. And I keep wiping down the counters. And I'm starting to wonder if this is getting awkward, and maybe I'm being too passive-aggressive by wiping down the counters and not taking her order. Well, she showed me passive-aggressive when she said to her mother, friend, colleague, coworker, I don't know, "Gosh, are they ever gonna take my order here?" Oh, I kept wiping down the counters. Until my heart softened a little bit and I took pity on her and I said, "What can I get for you, ma'am?" She shot me the most scathing glare for daring to interrupt her phone conversation. "I'll just take a mocha," she barked, and then walked to the other end of the counter. So I walked to the other end of the counter. "What size would you like?" "Just a large mocha." And then she walked to the other end of the counter. So I walked to the other end of the counter. "Would you like it hot or iced?" "Just a large iced mocha." And then she walked to the other end of the counter. So I walked to the other end of the counter. Now, I know everything I need to know to make her drink, but she has no good grace left in my book. "That'll be $4.35. "I just want a large iced mocha." She's clearly paying attention. "Yes, and you have to pay for it." Well, she left. And I told my boss later, and he says, "That's okay. That's not the kind of repeat customer I want." And now I'm a coffee roaster, and I get caught up in the busyness of the day, and some days I feel like I'm on fire. I am going around, I'm meeting people, everyone is my new best friend. I am smoking hot. But a lot of the days I'm just kind of lukewarm, going around, getting things done. And my hope, as I run around and meet people, and they meet me, is that those cold days and those cold moments are few and far between.